in your life where some point in time you just shifted, you raised the standard, your life changed? Because
it happens only when we question ourselves enough to ask serious questions from others. The people who do not grow are unwilling to ask themselves or others hard questions. They are unwilling to leave what they have known and practiced. They are not willing to be wrong so they can discover.
Hello guys, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? This awesome afternoon,
And their
man.
lives turn out wrong. How sad.
Yo, 777 windscreens, how you doing, bro? How you doing, my brother? Hope you're doing fantastic. You guys let me know if you can hear me. So 777 windscreens, bro. How's been your day, bro? What is your name, bro? Let me know what your name is. I don't want to call you 777 windscreens. It's a bit weird. But guys, hey, thank you guys for joining in this live today. Thank you. Tsele Molloy on the live. I think let's get cracking. Yeah, man, how are you guys doing? How's been your day? What's been happening? Guys, before we start with everyone on here, guys, so you guys know that today we're just doing this live, man. Farming opportunities, opportunities in farming, for young South Africans. I mean, guys like you. Raulisa, how you doing, bro? Oh, good. Awesome, bro. Tsele, how are you doing? Mr. Molloy, how are you doing, brother?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks, man. I'm fantastic. Thanks. So, guys, man, obviously,
Lovely.
as we are waiting for other people to join in, if we can just like the live, guys, send those likes, share the lives. Let's make this big, guys. I mean, we're trying to, change our lives, man. We're trying to empower each other. You guys know how it is, and
Yeah.
so let's share the lives. Let's tap those screens. I don't want to sound like those grow parties, but tapping the screen helps. But anyway, Obama Prince says, "Boss, how you doing, my brother? How you doing? How's KZN? How's been KZN today? Surprise! Thank you for sharing the live. Man, my brother 777 Raulisa. Thank you for sharing the live, guys. Guys, let's share the live. Let's like the live. And let's hear some insights with regards to farming. And guys, this is an interactive session, right? So you can request to join in. If you want to join in, if you've got some questions, request to join in and let's discuss. So Tsele, bro, typical day to day, what was happening today, man?
Oh, today was a long, short day. It was a very long, short day. Yeah, hey, farming it's very challenging, but hey, we managed to get through the day. Yeah,
Awesome.
we've been
So
like
what are you
fixing.
guys working on now?
Currently, because of these heavy rains, we've been fixing on our plant because now we got some damages, but not that much. So we had to fix on the fields, had to fix on the waterways so that it can drain well. So actually, that was what we did today.
Nah, that's cool. That's cool, man. Now, Obama Prince saying it's hot in Durban. So I know you guys out in the farms. I mean, you wake up early, obviously. Early days, and you do what you have to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. We got early days, eh? Very early days. 4 o'clock in the morning, you're out and about to start the day, so that when it gets hot, then almost all your chores, all your jobs are done. At least that you don't get actually heat stroke because hey, it's too hot out here.
No, man. I understand, man. Pat says good afternoon. Nto says good afternoon. How are you doing, buddy? Nto, you're still to let us know. Did you start that chicken project? Sele here is an expert with regards to chicken farming, and yeah, man, you're yet to let us know if you started. I know Nto wanted to start a chicken farm project. Pat, welcome.
Hi, afternoon, gentlemen, and everybody that is watching. How are you guys?
Awesome. I don't know if
suspended your membership of Scope.
Hello, can you hear me?
You will be
Okay, for everyone else.
groups. You are specifically prohibited from engaging on any media platform in any way whatsoever.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, loud and clear.
I feel
All right.
All right, cool stuff, eh? Pat, hope your day has been good. So I think let's just start, eh? Let's just start. So, Mr. Tsele, man, I
Yes.
think guys want to know, first things first, you know, are there opportunities, man, oh man, he's off the line. I don't know, I think he's having some signal issues. I think he's having some signal issues, but I'm sure he'll be back. Okay, I see he's requesting again.
Okay, I thought I'm the only one having connection difficulties.
Oh, I'm back. Sorry. Got a connection
All
problems
right,
here.
all right, cool. So Tsele, man, tell us your journey in farming, man. And so people want to know, you know, are there opportunities in farming, for young South Africans, young Black South Africans? Because I mean, this is a traditionally, obviously white industry, agriculture, farming. You know, are there opportunities, for young South Africans?
All right. As a young farmer, young South African, young Black South African, it's been a long journey. It's been a very, very long journey. Where about it started in high school, whereby I was actually introduced into farming by my uncle, and I created love for it. And from there, I actually went to an agricultural college, where now I gained skill and more knowledge out of this agricultural cultural, which is for white people, as you said. So I gained more knowledge and I gained more love for it. And since then, there was no way back for me or turning back, actually, saying that, let me look at other things or let me look at another career. And then that's how I actually fell in love with this farming thing. And I realized that as African youth, there ain't much that are actually interested in farming, because now it is classified as a dirty kind of job. So we all want to wear clean clothes, we want to wear suits, we want to do that, have nice offices, have nice lives, lunch at this fancy restaurant. But now we as a Black youth have a very, very, very big issue to feel that now we need to come back to our roots. We actually are the children of the soil. We love it or we don't. We are the children of the soil. We are the first workers of the soil as Black people. White people find us here already. I'm not being racial, please. Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not being racial. White people find us here already in Africa, already working the land. So now we are the children of the land. We are the children of the soil. So as young people, as South African young people, we have potential and we have a great background where our forefathers were already working the land. Just that we are now categorizing it as a dirty job, and now nobody wants the dirty job. So we, as Black Africans, we are there, but we are not as in numbers as we should be in actually in agriculture. And now that is actually scaring me as a young farmer, that we need more of our kind. We need more of young people in this kind of job, so that we can actually grow together, grow stronger, and help each other actually to become better farmers in Africa and in the whole world as a perspective. Because now agriculture, as we look at it, farming, as we look at it, as a kind of business that it is not going anywhere, because now we need to eat every day. We need to get dressed every day. We need medication. We need fuel. Each and everything that we need to survive each and every day, it's from agriculture. We like it or not, it's based in agriculture. So now, as youth, we have actually a big gap to fill. We have a gap to fill that most of the farmers we have now are older people, and now they cannot farm so well that they should be actually filling the market gap, filling the GDP, because now they are old. They are now farming just for a hobby. They're not farming for business. So we need to tap into the market. We need to tap into the business as young people and actually relieve these old people so that now we can actually improve the agricultural sector. We have knowledge on technology, which is what we need right now in agriculture. We have knowledge on marketing more than our parents, more than the grandfathers have, and that is actually what we need right now as a country as a whole, so that whatever we produce, we can market, so that we can market it so well that our GDP as a province, as a country, as a continent as a whole gets better. So now it is one of the priorities as young people we should actually now focus on.
And I like what you say there with regards to, sorry to get in there, but as you say that there are, your concern is that there are a few young people in farming, especially young black people in farming, because what you talk about, which is coming out, is the issue of networks. Because to be honest with you, if you are not in the network, it might be difficult for you to access, certain things. At the end of the day, you don't know how things run, because these things are run, with people who are in networks because of their size. But if you've got people who are similar to you, you can build, with the same vision, same goals, you can build your own networks at the end of the day. And I think that's why it's very important, as you are saying, the issue of us being in that sector in numbers.
Exactly. Yeah, if you could look at, like, I don't want to be like too racial, but can I make such example? Because now, if you look at the white community, they are gathered together as one, so that when they do things, they do them as one. They don't do things individually, because now when you do things individually, you end up spending more, whereas you could have spent less as a group. Let's make an example, a quick example. If we have 10 white farmers who are gathered as one, when they buy feed as a bulk, and it comes cheaper. I am here buying feed on my own. You are there, Henry, buying feed on your own, and whoever else is buying feed on their own. Now you're paying more, whereas we could have came together and created one, and then ordered a bulk feed, which is more cheaper than we're spending lesser than we should actually have spent it. So we actually do need more young people who will actually say, we need to network more. We need to actually know more people. We need to know more farmers. We need to create a collective as farmers, saying that now we should now actually help each other in growing, help each other in actually moving from being an emerging farmer to being a commercial farmer, from a commercial farmer to being a stud farmer. So that's how the white community actually works. Say, let's come together, let's work together, so that we cannot see if there's one who has weaknesses, because now they're covering each other. If one is struggling, they're actually helping to cover that one so that they can pick up. So now if I am alone and then Octavia is alone there, then if ever she has a weakness, then she has a downfall, then everybody's going to see that, oh, Octavia's having a downfall. Oh, Tele's having a downfall. But if we are together, then I'm saying, hey, dude, I need 5 bags of feed. And say, okay, I can lend you 5 bags. Then next time you need something, hey, dude, can you lend me your tractor? Then I can lend you my tractor. So we're covering this up, and now we're becoming a collective, a community, that now we're actually working together to actually improve each other.
No, definitely. So before you continue, bro, Pat, if you can just help in terms of noting these questions. I know the fam, I mean, they start firing questions, but guys, we're just doing the intro here. But Pat, if you can just note the questions, if you can, then we can, we can address these questions. But I think, Aunt Tay here, she raises, I think, an important question for all of us who are just here as well. How do young people get into farming? The way you have, obviously seen the landscape, you have been in the industry. Where do you think are the opportunities where young people can get into farming, especially with the challenges of, I think even before we talk about capital, access to land, access to land. And we're not naive in terms of all types of farming. You just need, a huge, vast tracts of land. That's not it. You can do farming in your backyard. You can, it's all different depending on what you want. So I think let's start with that question, access to land. How do young people get access to land?
Yeah.
And good morning, good afternoon, Paul. Yeah.
Right. So now, access to land. Land is a very crucial topic, because now there is land, but there's no land. I like saying that. People don't understand when I say there is land, but there is no land. For young people, actually, we do have land, but now accessing the land, getting the land, is a whole long process. I don't want to sell a story that is not there, sell dreams. So I want to be just brutally honest. There is land, but getting land is very difficult. It's very, very difficult. So we have different kind of lands classified under different topics. We have a communal land, whereby it's land owned by the municipality that is set apart for the members of the community to actually do or practice their agricultural things. That's the kind of land that we actually as youth have access to easily. But now, it's not much of land that the municipality has. So there's a lot of people actually in the land, occupying the land. So it's not easy for you to actually occupy it, because now you have to follow all these processes, committees, municipal protocols, all municipal meetings and all that. So, but that is the easiest way. That is the easiest land you could actually get. And then we have private land, which are now owned by farmers. And when they sell them, you go like 2 million, 3 million, and then that is now hard to get, because now you're starting up. You just start up and you want land, and somebody says, I'll give you a hectare for 300,000, and you don't have such. So such we really don't look into that much. And then we have state-owned farms, whereby now they lease them to farmers, to which we have long processes, long lines, long lists of people whereby they are still in the line saying, hey, I've been here, I've been applying for years. I'm one on the line also. I've been in the line, I think, for 4 years now, and I haven't got anything yet. So every time you say, all right, guys, what's happening? You say, no, right, you're number 300. So we're still looking. We have nothing yet. So for me, the easiest way to actually get land is leasing. If you lease, you get, let's say, a portion of 1 hectare. You can get it maybe out of negotiation, say 2,000 rand a month. Then you can actually say, I need to do a business, or I need to do production that will actually be able to pay for this lease. So now, if you can't get production that will actually pay for that lease every month, then that is a problem. Then we have the last one that I'm actually practicing, which is, we call it PTO, permission to occupy. So now, the farm that I'm working on right now, it's not mine. I was working as a farm manager, and I saw land that has not been used, that has no potential for actually cattle breeding on the farm. And then now negotiated with the farm owner, say, hey, can I use that land? Because now for cattle production, for crop production, this land is not viable for that. So now I don't have money to pay you. So now, can you please draft me a contract as a permission to occupy, so that when I go to land bank, so that when I go to other funding institutions say, I have a permission to occupy that land for such and such years. So that's the kind of land I'm using. So you identify a certain land, say, this one you're not using, and it's not viable for the business that you're not in as a farmer. So can I please have a permission to occupy? I want to do this and this and this. Then if ever my business is booming and my business is growing, then we can negotiate now leasing. Because now you see my business is growing, I can see my business is growing, then we can now move from permission to occupy to leasing.
Okay. So this okay, you can continue.
So now that's what I'm saying. Land is a very crucial one. It's a very crucial topic, because now it's not easy actually getting land, to be honest. It's not easy. So it's either you get permission to occupy, you lease, but for state farms, it's gonna be, let's say, 5 or 6 years while you're still waiting for you to be approved to get land. By then, you're still sitting, not doing anything. Then your dream is dying.
Okay. So okay.
Yes, you can continue.
All right. So I was just going to ask, right? So first of all, you said leasing and you said production based. So
Yes.
who do you lease from? Who do you typically would you lease from?
You lease actually from farmers.
Okay,
There'll be a farmer
families.
saying, yes. If there'll be a farmer saying, I've got this such land that I'm not using, then I can lease it to you for this much. So you actually paying rent. You're leasing out. You paying rent for that kind of land that you say, I'm not using it. It's productive, but I'm not using it. So I should get. They actually saying, I want to get something out of it. So if I'm not using it, can you use it? And then for a certain amount of money. And then you actually draft a contract and say, okay, I'm going to lease it for you for 5 years.
And in terms of you mentioned, like, what obviously everything, depends, every circumstance is different, right? But you said there, let's say, for example, you checked out this number, you said 2,000 rands. What sort of, was maybe people want to know figures, in terms of, the average maybe, or just estimated going rate, probably per hectare also.
It depends. That depends on what is on the land. Is there infrastructure on the land? Is there water? Is there electricity? Is there access road? Is there fencing? So if you have such things on the land, the price goes up. But sometimes only you find only this fencing, and then the price actually will go down. It's only fencing, then maybe access roads to that point to that part of land. Then the price will be negotiable to 2,000, 2,500 for a hectare. But if there is infrastructure, then you'll be charged for that infrastructure. Let's say buildings, there's water, there's electricity, then you'll be charged extra for those. Even though you're going to pay for your own electricity, but you're going to be charged extra because now you find electricity already installed in the farm.
Okay.
So we're speaking roughly for 3-4 hectares, we're speaking roughly 10,000-15,000 a month on the side of Free State.
Okay, so that's like a fully serviced place, like
yes,
a place which
now
you get like electricity, water, access
you get electricity, yes, access to road, you got fencing, you got almost everything is there. So those are kind of farms whereby a farmer was, let's say, for example, a farmer was doing poultry, and he or she is no longer doing poultry, but now there's poultry housing, there's water lines, there's electricity for actually running that poultry house. Then he's saying, I'm leasing out this whole part of land, including the poultry houses and everything that is in it, because I'm no longer using it.
So it's like a plug and play.
Yeah, kind of.
Hi, Henry. I think maybe in between you can just go through the questions. I managed to get about 4 questions, but I think the other question he did answer about how do we get land, right?
Yes.
So there's a question from, I can't remember who asked the question. The question is, how do we see that this type of soil is rich and we can actually invest in it?
Oh, that's Obama.
Oh.
Prince.
That's Obama. Yeah. So was that answered?
No, I don't think so. No, I was just saying the person who asked
Oh,
it's
okay.
Prince. Yeah.
Right. If I get the question, how do you know that the soil is good so that you can invest in it?
Yes.
All you can do is actually, if you have access to land and access to the farmer, listen to you, or actually the land that you need, you have access to it, then you can actually contact ARC, which is Agricultural Research Council. They do soil tests, but we still have private soil testers, soil labs. So they can take samples, and then they'll let you know if the soil is good enough, if you want to plant, if the soil is good enough for planting, if the soil needs correction, and what kind of correction it needs. And then they will calculate what chemicals do you need, how much quantity of chemical do you need to do correction before you do planting. And then they'll give you that whole list of chemicals and then tell you, okay, if you want to plant maize, this is the kind of correction you need to do. These are kind of chemicals that you need to buy. And this is how you administer that chemical to the soil.
Okay. And the second question is, how do we get into farming with no capital?
Hey, that is a tough one. Hey? That is a tough one. Because now, farming is very capital intensive. Everything to do with farming is very capital intensive. Okay. But what I always encourage people to do is start with what you have. What you have, start with it, grow from what you have. Okay. And from my personal point of view, where I started at the backyard. I started with chickens at the backyard, with just a small house. I think it was 6 by 6. Started with it, started with 20 chickens. It's like, I can only afford 20 now. Let's see where it gets us. Then you say, okay, I have market for 20 chickens. Okay, it's gone. Then now, the next time I get another batch, let me get 30. Then if you can manage 30, then from that, you can grow from that and say, let me get 50 and see. So now, you need to actually understand the fundamentals of the business you're getting into. Knowing exactly, if I get day-old chicks for 9 rand, how much feed I'm going to need for this day-old chick from the day 1 until 45 days so that I can sell it. How many bags of feed I'm going to need? How much do they cost? So that beforehand, before you get into that business, you already have that money that say, I need to actually raise this much capital for my first batch. Because now it is very capital intensive. So for this batch, I need this much. And then produce that first batch. After selling, then your profit, you don't use it as profit. You reinvest. That's how you grow in farming. I always say to people that when you do farming as a young person, you should have a mentality of a broke farmer. You are forever broke. Because now, the minute you say, I have money, then your mentality changes. Now you want to actually improve much more than actually what you can actually capacitate. So now, one needs to actually say, I'm going to be broke for 5 years. That's how farming is. I'm going to be broke for 5 years. The profit I'm getting out of this business is actually going back into this business. Because my goal is actually to end up as a commercial farmer, not actually ending up as an imaging farmer. So this whole profit that I'm actually making, I'm putting it back into the business so that I can grow this business. I think I've answered him.
Okay. Yes. And after this question, I think maybe we can move on. We'll take other questions maybe after a few minutes. So the last question will be, how is the competition in farming?
All right. Really, there's not much competition in farming. Because now we produce commodities that are actually governed by the market, by the stock market. We produce maize, you produce soya, you produce sunflower, which now the pricing is actually ranging from day to day. We produce in pigs, you produce in chicken, prices are ranging from day to day. So actually, there is no much competition because now we have a lot of people who are demanding, because now people are eating every day. So the demand is high, whereby the produce is small than the demand. So that's why you get actually now the prices are going up of chicken, because now there's lesser producers of chicken, whereas there's a whole lot demand of chicken. So there's no much of a competition in farming.
So you're saying that we can't meet the demand as it is?
We really can't meet the demand. And if you can look at it, we once, is it last year or last year, I can't remember well, whereby we had to actually import chicken from Brazil. We have chicken producers in South Africa, but we had to import chicken from Brazil. So meaning that we have farmers, but now we cannot meet the demand of chicken in South Africa. So now we had to actually import chicken from the other countries to us so that we can meet this demand that we have of chicken.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So obviously, yeah, I mean, I know, Pat, you're noting, because I saw there are a lot of other questions as well which came in. So guys, you are noting. Okay, so we can go through, you address the questions. So yeah, man, guys, like the live, guys. Let's spread the word out there. Share the live as well, you know. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted, before you continue, bro, this issue of capital, right? You mentioned the permission to occupy, and you say that you can take that, so you can draft a contract, right? And you say that you can actually take that to the land bank. You mentioned the land bank. Is that an avenue for accessing capital? And what are the requirements of that institution?
Right. So now when we get to actually accessing capital, we have a lot of institutions that actually do assist when it comes to capital, because now the business you are in is very capital intensive. But now, as I mentioned, that you need like contracts, whereby say leasing contract or permission to occupy, whereby you need to submit such to land bank, you need to submit such to the Department of Agriculture, NYDA, because now they cannot fund you or assist you with capital, whereas they have nothing on you. So now when you have permission to occupy, they come to the farm owner saying, we see such and such person has permission to occupy. He has a contract with you to occupy this land. Now we want to help this person with something. We want, let's say, they say, we're not going to give you capital as such. According to your business proposal that you need to, actually land bank says, bring us permission to occupy contract, bring us your business proposal, bring us your financial statements. So now they say to you, as a farm owner, we're not going to give him money as such. According to his business proposal, he needs 5 chicken houses. So if his application is processed and it passes, we're going to build chicken houses on your farm. So now you're having infrastructure on your farm that is under land bank. So now land bank is going to now reevaluate your farm, say now your farm with this now building now worth is this much. So we have now increased the price of your farm, the value of the price of your farm. So now for you to actually, as a farmer, own those, because this is your land, you and Tele now need to get into a contract whereby now Tele leases from you. No longer now Tele has permission to occupy, whereby he's now just occupying. Now he has to lease from you, and then the lease at least has to be 10 years. Now, when he pays for that lease, when he pays his rent, then we as land bank should have a portion on that rent, so that when the lease expires, then you decide not to renew the lease, then we know that you have already paid for the infrastructure that we have added onto your farm.
Oh, okay. So they go to the owner of the land, the person
they
who's
go to the
getting
owner of the
ultimate
land.
value.
Yes. So now
Okay.
it's a triangle contract whereby it's now you, the owner, and land bank.
That's interesting.
So yes.
True.
So that's how they work. That's how land
Someone
bank
is
works.
saying,
That's
please
how.
Then
repeat
please
that.
repeat.
Oka is saying, please repeat
Right.
that one.
So what I'm saying is, land bank will go to the farmer, whereby you have permission to occupy the contract, and say to the farmer, Tele has approached us. And in approaching us, he has given us a business proposal, of which when we approve the proposal, we have to build infrastructure on your farm. So now, for him to actually say, now, as a farmer, for you to actually have access after the lease has expired to those infrastructure, then out of your rent, when he pays rent, then we need to have portion that we get so that we can fund other people. We can actually pay those infrastructure that we have added onto your land. Even though it happens that you and Tele are now not renewing the contract, but we know that the infrastructure that we have added onto your farm, that has actually increased the value of your farm, you have already paid for.
So you get the 10 years to use and do your project and do what you have to do.
Yes, you get 10 years. That's the requirement that land bank says. You get 10 years, then renewable. So now, after 10 years, you can renew your contract with the farmer, saying, now, I'm renewing my lease because now my business is working right. So if the farmer agrees on renewing the lease, then you can get 10 more years or 20 more years.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
when it comes to that again, the Department of Agriculture also helps in actually funding. But actually, it goes almost the same procedure, the same route as land bank, whereby you need to actually visit the offices, bring your proposal, bring your financials, so they see if we fund you, are we sure that you actually are going to be viable enough and you're going to actually grow your business? Because now what they look at is, we have funded so and so, a young person, and in a process of 5 years, we haven't seen any returns. So now they changed the whole process, saying, no, we cannot find people out of just a business proposal. Can we see their financials? How far have you've gone before you need funding? Can you actually work on your own finances, work out of your own pocket, so that we see as a department saying, okay, this guy worked from zero until here. Then we can fund this guy from here and going forth. And then in that procedure, they also help you in saying, okay, now we are proving your support, whereby we are about to support you with finance. We are proving that now we speed up the process of saying, you've applied for land. Now, because we are about to approve you being assisted with capital, can we please fast forward this application for land so that when we actually give you finance, then we know whatever we are about to assist you with, it's going to be on the land that you are assigned with. So there's no need for leases, there's no need for anything. So that's how the department actually works.
Wow, man. There's someone here disgruntled with the department. Bro, jump onto the live. Tell us your experiences.
Yes.
Mosolaho, yeah. Let us know, tell us your experiences. Obviously it's not one size fits all. Tsele is, you're a farmer. Jump onto the live. Tsele definitely has got his own experiences, and we are not saying this is 100%. So maybe it can help someone to hear about the department. So obviously those were other questions with regards to, are these people efficient? And I think Tsele was also mentioned and say that, if you're applying for, state-owned farms, he says it takes long. He's also in a queue for the past 6 years or so. So we can't say, don't tell us about the department. He needs to say all the information which is out there.
I believe he had the worst experience with the department. We all have, because now, when it comes to the department, it's very difficult to actually convince an extension officers. We have people called extension officers, of which I'm in one contract with the department right now as an extension officer. Now, it's very hard to actually convince an extension officer who has no vision, who has no plan for life, saying to the extension officer, hey, this is what I want. Most of us, I'm not shaming anybody. Most of extension officers are just here to get paid at the end of the month. You'll be applying, and we need to apply through them. You'll be sending your applications, and your applications will be delayed because now this person is not even submitting your applications. That's why I understand what the guy is saying. Don't tell us about the department. And when you go maybe to the provincial office, they say, we know nothing of you. We know nothing of your applications. Because now this person is actually saying, I'll submit all these maybe in 3 months, but not actually understanding that I have a vision, I have a plan, I have a dream. If you could help me as a department, you are the middleman between the farmer and the department. So now you are the one who can actually speed up the process of saying, this person needs such help, this person needs such help, and this person needs this. So if the middle person is not actually having the idea that you have, having the enthusiasm that you have, then it's going to delay the whole process.
Right, I see here he's saying... Okay.
Oh, sorry, I think I've got a question. He mentioned earlier on that, youth mostly we actually into technology and everything. So how can technology assist farmers? Because I think maybe there might be some connection between the two. Because if maybe we are so good in technology, maybe we can bring that whatever knowledge we have that can actually assist farming. Like how can technology assist farming? Because, like, for an example, if you're doing a property or maybe you're investing in property, you don't have to be the developer. There are so many things that you can do in property, right? You can maybe be a property agent, or maybe be maybe be the designer and everything. So how can technology assist farming? Because let's say I want to go into farming, but I don't want to be the farm. I don't want to be like doing the livestock things and crops and everything. So how can technology assist farmers, like currently where we are?
All right. We are currently at the fourth industrial revolution right now, whereby now almost everything is automized. So now, when it comes to farming, for us to reach actually the best of production that we are doing, we need more technology into farming. We need, for example, for me to understand how much water is needed on the soil so that my soya will produce in a way that I want it to produce, I need technology to do that. There are now tractors that are self-driven right now. So now, we as farmers, we are used to the old tractors, whereby they need me as a driver to drive. But now, I'm not into this technology thing. But now they are producing tractors that are self-driving. If it happens, this tractor gets a problem while it's planting, the tractor will stop there and there. So now it needs young people with technology, with understanding of technology, saying, how do I troubleshoot this tractor? Because how do I find where's the fault at a tractor? Let's say a disc harrow gets caught, it catches just one rock. Because now the disc harrow is no longer moving, the tractor will stop automatically. So now, as a farmer, you'll never know what's going on. Why did it stop? But because we are young technological people, then you'll know how to actually say, oh, the problem is there. Then I need to fix there and troubleshoot here. Then actually, this is going to help me out. Because now everything right now deals with technology. You get trucks that are coming in and out of the farm. They need to be scaled in, scaled out, so that you know how much of produce is the drug take out of my farm. So now you need to do calibration on scales. You need to do install cameras so that you know how many trucks were in, how many were out, how much of grain did they take out, and then whose truck was in, so that you can actually do your recording easier. Because now we're doing recording pen and paper, and then sometimes you get the papers get lost, and then you say, "Ish, I had this book here, that book there," but now you need to do everything now digitally. So it's no longer about actually being too much hands-on. So we bring technology into the farming industry.
And I think you also mentioned about technology in terms of the advantage we as young people can have. You talked about even marketing, digital marketing, access
Exactly.
to markets and via technology.
Yeah, that's so. Because now, the easiest way I've seen right now lately is for farmers, most farmers to get clients. It's either they use TikTok, they use Facebook, they use Instagram, they use Twitter. And you'll see, it was like, oh, okay, they're getting clients out of these. And we never thought you'd get clients out of such. You've got so many groups on Facebook when we say, oh, there's a farmer selling chickens for this much. So if he's selling, how many does he have? He has this much. Okay, if I'm not having that kind of quantity I want and my client wants, I can just call the farm and say, hey, you still have those chickens? Yes, I still have them. So I need this much so that I can satisfy my client, because now I'm out of stock.
No, that's true. So I think before we proceed, I just have got this comment here, which I think it's interesting as well. Mr. Boso Lahoa says the best way to go about farming if you don't have capital is to approach the tribal authorities. Yeah, I don't think we had spoken about that one in terms of access to land and stuff.
No,
Do you have an idea how that works?
I touched on it when I was talking about common areas and communal land. I think when talking about tribal authorities, it's actually getting permission for using actually communal land, whereby this land is owned by a certain family, or it's owned by a certain tribe, or it's owned by a certain king. Under that certain king, then you go to the king and say, hey, I need to do this. How much land can I get? From which side can you actually give me such land? But that actually works whereby we have places where there's tribal authorities. Like from my side, there's no such. So all the land is either state-owned, it's owned by the municipality, or it's privately owned. So we don't have such.
Okay. Also, yeah, because we had spoken about the municipality. So, okay, so it can be the municipality or the tribal land.
Yeah.
I know Obama, obviously, Prince KZN, he was asking about the king. So I'm sure, Prince, your answer today. You need to go and speak to the king.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we were still on the access to capital, and then we have other houses like NYDA, CEDA, CIFA, that will actually help in actually funding you as a farmer. But what they need is first and foremost your business proposal, and then they will need to see where you're actually operating at, and then at which level of operation are you at. So now they will actually say to you, NYDA will say, no, we'll fund you for a production of maybe 100 chickens to a maximum of 10,000 rand. And then if we, after that, then we'll actually monitor you. After monitoring you, seeing that you actually need more money, then we'll move you from NYDA to CEDA. Then CEDA will come take through, and then they will actually increase the amount that you have under monitoring. They monitor you. So they don't just give you money.
What are the full names? What are the full names of those acronyms?
Yeah, you.
That's fine.
NYDA, National Youth Development Agency. CEDA,
Or
actually forget.
National Youth Development Agency.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And then I'll look up the other one, CEDA and CFA. But they're still under the development of businesses around the communities.
So these ones, it's better access to capital than your banks and stuff. So they understand
these
that
ones
these
are
are young people. These are young people without experience. They don't have what's this? What do they call that? Assets which you can,
exactly.
sort of attach. So they understand these things.
They understand that you might be starting at the backyard, and they understand. Okay, he has nothing, but he can start at the backyard. Then we can actually help this person out. Because now there's no land he has access to. The only thing he has is a backyard, and he has potential to actually work on that backyard. So what they do also is, if they are about to approve you, then they take you for a course saying, we need to make sure that you understand how this finances thing work, and the business you're getting into, how does it work? So that when we fund you, we know that we're not funding you to actually fail. So we're funding you to actually improve, so that we know that we have a success story out of you. So now, such organizations, they fund you to a point saying that we're not just funding you to actually improve only yourself. We're funding you that when you are now improved, that you will help other people. We'll bring people that you'll train them. We'll bring people that they learn from you, and then we'll bring people that you'll actually mentor and assist financially also.
Okay.
Yes. So I think when it comes to access to capital, the last one is you can also do you can fund your business yourself. That is the easiest way, the safest way, whereby when you start a business out of your own pocket and you make a success out of it, it's easier for other institutions when you go for a loan or when you go for asking for assistance for finance. Then you show them your financial statements, and then they say, out of nothing, out of your own pocket, this is how far you have gone. Then you are actually capable of actually having funding that we can help you with, because now we can see the numbers, they're adding up. You can see, oh, this is how you're working on. Because I always advise young farmers saying, take your business as a business. It's not just about a passion. Register your business, open a business account so that you can have financials, so they can see your cash flow. How does it go? So they can see everything. How do you use money? How do you actually manage your finances? So that when you go and ask for assistance, then they say, bring us your bank statement, bring us your finances. And then these two, do they match? And then if they do match, then already you're cutting the process in half. Rather than just running it and saying, no, I'm just running it for the sake of running it. You have no financial statements, you have nothing. Then it gets quite tricky for you to actually having access to land, having access to capital.
Wow, I mean that's huge. Fund it yourself. And I think there's just one thing I want to touch on. Shout out Auntie Tay for the roses. You mentioned an interesting thing. If someone wants to get, because I think like you want to get into the industry. You want to get into the food supply industry, agriculture, food production industry. And for someone, and I was just thinking maybe an avenue, and I think it goes to what Pat was asking earlier about where else can one participate in the agricultural sector. And you mentioned something about these Facebook groups where people are saying there's this farmer who's got these chickens for so much and all these things.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking that if you want to start out, even if you don't have land, you don't have on the production side, you can start learning from the marketing side. So you can start going maybe into those groups, and if someone is saying they've got whatever, a surplus of 100 chickens, you can try to see, okay, where can I So you look for the market.
Henry,
I don't know, is that something viable?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Sorry?
Yeah, no, I was losing you a bit, but I can get you now.
Okay,
so yeah, that's no, I think I had most of the things you said. So
Okay.
yeah, for somebody who says, okay, I want to start out, yes, I don't have access to land, and I don't have infrastructure, and I don't have all those kind of things that are needed, then such groups are very, very informative, whereby you say, okay, if I could get a client and say, I have this much chicken, whereas I don't have them, then this client want those chicken, then I can get them from somebody else and say, hey, I need so much chicken, and then this is your price. Then I add up my markup, then sell them to somebody else. That's actually how most of the farmers actually survive in agriculture, whereby you say, I need this, I don't have it, but I have a client who needs it. But now Henry has it. So Henry's selling this for 50 rands. So I can buy that from Henry for 50 rands and sell it to Tele for 70 rands. So in the process, you actually gathering finance to actually start your own production process.
No, makes
So
sense.
it goes to a point whereby there's a farm that I'm actually assisting with consultations, whereby when I got there, they had no market at all. So I had to be in a way of getting market for them. But in that process, as no, let me actually tap into this. This is a business. I am their market. So their product is actually bought by me, and then I'm doing the distribution afterwards.
Yeah.
So it gets easier saying, oh, I want to tap into layer farming, but now I don't have space for layers. But I know somebody who has layers, and I know somebody who can produce this much of eggs, and they have no idea who to sell them to. Then I am their middleman. I'll buy your eggs and I'll distribute them on my own. In so doing, now you are actually increasing your capital flow. Now the bank is saying, oh, this guy, there's positive capital flow. Oh, this guy is working. So when you say to the bank, or when you go to Land Bank, say, this is my statement for the past 3 years, and they see, yeah, he's been working. They won't ask you how, where. They just need your finances saying, this is how much he makes, this is how much profit he makes, this is how much he pays people, or this is how much he does what. And then they just need that information. So what you're saying of marketing is actually a great idea to actually start, because now being a middleman is actually very productive, and profit-wise, it's very productive, because now you're not spending anything. You're buying chickens from somebody, you're not feeding them, you're taking them straight to your client. So you lost absolutely nothing.
And I think it helps you, like you train yourself, because they say sometimes the biggest challenge, in any business is actually getting the market itself and selling and stuff. So I think you actually get to train yourself, from the front, then you come backwards, instead of just focusing on, okay, I'm just going to produce this, and then when it comes to the market, you get stuck. So I think it's a great way you can actually train yourself where it matters, which is the sales and marketing as well,
Yeah. So yeah, we already now discussing the access to market. So now,
yeah, just
when it comes to farming, then the best way for an emerging farmer, you're starting out, the best way in marketing is actually the informal market, the people around you, the community around you. That is your first-hand market. Those are the people that actually are going to make you or break you. So if you are getting to that market and now you're selling good quality, then those people are going to make you. Those people are actually going to do free marketing for you, because now you sell to one person, is going to tell the other and tell the other and tell the other. But if you're selling a bad product, then the very same person you sold to is going to actually go around saying, that guy is selling a bad product. we had a scenario whereby a guy was selling chickens. So now, as a small community saying, this guy is my competition. He's selling chicken, I'm selling chicken. We're selling chicken at the very same price. But now, seeing that I have more clients than he has, he actually increased his production, whereby now he's now feeding less of his chicken. Now they're not getting weight. So selling to a client he has, now he's selling skinnier chickens. So it's a problem to that client saying, that one sells good chicken. Now you're selling skinny chicken, you're losing clients. So the informal market is very, very, very crucial that you actually impress the informal market. And impressing the informal market will actually lead you to the formal market. But as an emerging farmer, from my side, I would not say to anybody, I go to the formal market. Formal market is very brutal. It's super brutal. Because now, for example, let's say I can produce 6,000 chickens in a week. Every week, my cycle produces 6,000 chickens. And then I'm saying, should I go for formal market? Yes, I could go for formal market. And then I'll go, let's say, to Boxer or ShopRite and say, I got 6,000 chickens every week. And they say to you, that's very good. We need 5,000. Now, first week you produce 5,000. Second week you produce 5,000. Remember, on formal markets, you are under a contract that every week you will deliver 5,000 chickens. Provided anything that happens to your business, to your farm, it's not their problem. Either your chickens die, either your chickens are not growing, either your chickens, there's a problem, they are sick. It's not their problem. They need 5,000 chickens. So if you cannot actually deliver 5,000, then you are in a breach of a contract. They can sue you for that. So for most emerging farmers, I advise them saying, guys, no, go for informal. It's much better, and you can make more money in the informal market rather than the formal market. You can go to a Chisanyam and say, hey, my brother, I can give you 50 chickens a week. Go to somebody else, hey, I can see you selling Mautwana. I have Mautwana, I can give you this much for this much. And then you can go to the next town, do the very same thing. Until you have reached almost the whole province, saying, now I have so much clients that I can actually give out all my chickens to them every week without even going to the formal market. Because now the formal market, you are under contract that says we need 1.8 kg chicken and we need it for 48 rands. Even though the chicken might actually escalate, the prices on the market for chicken can escalate, you are still on 48 rands. So if you are not in such formal market, you are on an informal market, then if the prices increase, I increase also. So you can actually play with the prices. The formal market doesn't give you that room to actually, the minute you sign, they say, we sign a contract for 2 years. Even if the chicken can increase to a price of, let's say, 52 rands a kg, you are still on 48 rands. Remember, when now the price of chicken increases, that means the feed is also increasing. So now you playing a losing game now. You're now you're breaking even. You're not making any profit at all.
Awesome. Can't say thank you for the roses, man. So your friend Octavia is here on the live. She was saying she agrees with everything you're saying. So guys, Octavia, she's farming out there in the Northwest. She's doing some sunflowers, some cattle there. So Octavia, thank you for joining. How are you doing? Maybe she might have some network issues.
Hi, guys.
But anyway, oh,
Hi.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm having such bad reception.
Oh,
I'm having
shame, man.
such bad reception, hey?
Ah, man, that's okay.
But yes, I'm here, I'm around.
All right, cool, man. So I think, Sele, you're speaking something interesting about, the informal markets versus the formal markets. And I think one thing that came out of that is really in terms of, how the formal markets, you can end up restricting yourself. And I think that's what you spoke about, this issue of networks, right? But to be honest, the formal markets, guys, it's like if you, it's like a cartel. It's, to be honest with you, right? And it's a barrier to entry to new. It's like you're. And let me just put it out there. So let's say you want to supply stuff to a big retail store or something. They'll ask you for like terms of 90 days to say that, you know what, supply us and we'll pay you after 90 days for your first order.
Exactly.
You know, how do they expect you to pay for, you know, the other orders? And they still want more when it's done, you know? And as you are saying, boss, those are networks, you know, it's like almost like cartels, you know? But again, it goes back to what you were saying. Us as young people, us as black people, you need to be together. And because if you go to market, there are a lot of you, you know, you have more bargaining power at the end of the day. I mean, I think that's a great point you raised there in terms of don't just rush to the formal market, because they'll suffocate you.
No, they'll suffocate. It's dangerous. It's dangerous, super dangerous. Because now, hey, the formal market, it goes to a point of saying, if you are a farmer, we can make you, we can break you to a point that you can never return into the farming business ever again. Because now, as I'm saying, that as farmers, we actually do what? I believe in actually visiting other farms, getting to know what they're into, getting to know into their businesses, how do they work it out, why do they do such things. So I was in a conversation with a sheep farmer who actually went broke. The reason was the farmer had a sheep feedlot, and he had an abattoir. So now you have a feedlot whereby you produce your sheep, then you go to the abattoir whereby you process now. And he got a market that he needed to actually supply, a formal market. He went broke at a point of saying, every time he had to actually deliver, they say to him, we want the lamb to be A grade. Then he can reach that, yes, A grade. Then we want the lamb to be at a certain degree of coldness before it gets to us. A degree less or a degree higher, we're not receiving the lamb. So now, every time he delivers the lamb, and then when they get there, they check the temperature. If it's a degree higher, then you return with the whole truck.
Sure.
So you have no other supplier, no other client that you're gonna actually supply that truck to. So you're losing money, and they're still expecting you to actually deliver. They say we have a contract with you saying that you'll deliver 50 sheep. And now today we returned 50 because now the temperature was one temperature higher. So we still need that 50 sheep. So you have another 50 that you don't know who to sell to, because now it's A grade and you have a pricing, and now you cannot sell to anybody for that price. Until we had to sit them down and say, listen, that market is too dangerous for you. Try another market. Even though you have a contract with them, keep on supplying them. But if it happens that they return the sheep, process the sheep, cut it into different portions, then package it, then sell it to the informal market. Then that's how he made money out of the informal market, whereby he was now selling boxed sheep. Say, I can sell you a boxed sheep, we cut it, put it in plastics, and package it, bring it to your house. Because now their formal market was actually saying, if it's a degree higher or a degree lower, we're not taking it. So he was losing.
Yeah, that's hectic, bro.
Yeah, very.
That's hectic.
So
okay, I think also a question from Mira. He says, where do I register a poultry farming business?
Okay. We do registrations at is it CIPC? Yes.
For a business.
I think yeah,
So
it is.
So
Yeah, you register it
way
as normal way of registering businesses.
A business, okay.
Yeah, it's just a normal way of registering business. It's just register there, and then you're all done. You're all done and set.
I think there were other questions as well, Pat.
Yes, and another one thing that is close here. What advice do you have actually on wool farming in South Africa?
Yeah, that's a tough one, eh? That's a tough one because now wool farming is very intense, and it needs a lot of time and a lot of skill. Most of the farmers don't make much of money out of wool because they just shear and package, and then they sell it as it is. But of that smaller portion of farmers that are making money, they have invested in actually having machines that will actually wash the wool before packaging. So now it gives you more money when you sell clean wool than actually selling dirty wool. So they process the wool before they actually package it. So for an emerging farmer, let's say somebody who has 100 sheep, it's going to take you long to actually get to that level of actually having to process your own wool, wash it before you actually sell it. So the only thing you could do is actually cut and bale it. And 100 sheep will actually take you 2 or 3 years to actually bale it into one compartment, fill one compartment of a bale that you could actually sell. So it's going to take you 3 years to actually sell wool. So, but it's a good business. It's a good business, just that it needs good management, good timing, and it needs a very, very good headsman. Because now, if you're not actually at the farm, you will never know when there's a problem with your wool sheep. Because most of the wool farmer sheep, they actually check sheep almost every day. Is the wool growing? Is there any disease on the sheep? Because now, if there's disease, the sheep are not producing any wool. If there's lack of feed, they're not producing. If there's lack of water, they're not producing. Anything that will be actually negative on the sheep's life will actually be the outcome of the kind of wool you're actually producing. So if your sheep are actually on a good condition, good feeding, good vaccination programs, then you'll actually harvest greater lengths of wool.
So Tsele,
Right, so
Pat, can I just, I went up, right? So I don't know if you've covered these questions, but I think let's just address these questions because these guys asked these questions very earlier on. So I've got two questions with regards to education. The first one is, which college do you recommend one to study agriculture? The second one is there any course one can do before getting into farming online? Then the other one that was from, so Puleng asked, Butelezi asked about which college one can study agriculture, and To asked about the course you can do online before getting into agriculture. And this third one is basically, I think you can answer it after, from Mama Kambuso, says, afternoon, how difficult is it to work in 9 to 5, okay, a job basically, and do farming on the side?
Okay. Right, let's start on the education one. The best colleges to actually do agriculture is the colleges that fall under the Department of Agriculture. I believe every province has a college under the Department of Agriculture. The reason why I'm saying that is because almost 60% on those colleges is practical work, then 40% is theory. So most of the time, when you are at that college, you'll be doing practicals rather than theory. So you'll be understanding more into depth of what actually what farming is than rather reading or studying about it. So we have almost in each and every province we have one college under the Department of Agriculture. I can recall, I think 2 or 3. We have Sidara, which is in KZN, I believe. We have Grootfontein, it's somewhere in the west in the Cape side. I can't remember well where. We have Glen College, which is in Bloemfontein. We have Grootfontein. I'm not sure if it's in Potchefstroom, something like that. So those are the best ones, because now the practical is about 60% and 40% theory. But you can still go to University of Technologies. They still have such. We have universities that actually do agriculture. We have University of Free State, University of Pretoria, just to name a few. I think those will actually, yeah, if you want to study agriculture, those will actually help. And then for somebody who says they want to actually they want to do an online, yeah, it's tough doing an online agricultural course, because now they're going to give you only theory. And practicing that theory that you got from that online course would not be the same as actually doing exactly what the course said. What I'm saying is, if they say chickens take from day 1 until day 45 to grow and they are ready for market, that's all they're going to tell you. They're not going to tell you they're going to get sick, how they're going to get sick, how you're going to say it. So it's best you get a course whereby there's theory and practical. You might do the theory online, it's fine, but also do practicals, so that you understand whatever you studied on theory. Can you actually do it on practical? Can you see it practically happening? Because now, even I've done a 3-year degree and 3-year diploma, 3-year diploma in animal production. And I did 1 year just to do a BTech in farm management. But of all those 4 years that I studied, most of the things I'm doing at the farm, I know it to be found in that material that I've studied.
Wow.
So now it's more practically than it actually is in theory, because theory is gonna tell you it's gonna rain and then your plants are gonna grow, there's gonna be drought, but it's not telling you exactly how it's gonna happen and what you need to do. You need to be out there in the land, out there, and see it, saying, oh, if this happens, hey, what I read doesn't actually apply here. I need another plan to actually overcome this challenge. So for actually going online, hey, just do theory online, but outsource another institution that will actually help you with practicals. And then the last one, I think you said, how do you manage an 8-to-5 job and farming?
Yes.
Right. If one has an 8-to-5 job and is into farming, the only thing I believe you could do is either you go into pig farming, or you go into beef farming, or you go into sheep farming, whereby labor is intensive once in a while, whereby we do vaccinations and sort of those things, tagging records. It's once in a while. That could be done maybe when you're saying you're not working on the weekends. But other commodities, they need you to be there all day long, because one change in a certain aspect can lead to a whole loss. So they need you to be vigilant and be there all day long. So if planting is one thing you can do, say, I'll be at the farm by 6, and then I'll be watering the plants, and then by 8 I'm at work, and then I'll come back afternoon. Then that is fine. But for the animal side, then for poultry, you cannot say, I'll be here by 6 and then I'll come back by 5. Then you don't know what happened during the day. Maybe the water cut, and now the whole flock of chicken doesn't get water, and then you get in the all dead. So she needs to actually get a kind of business whereby you say it's not that labor intensive. I'll be there in the morning, I'll be there in the afternoon, then I know everything's still covered.
Awesome, man. Hey, and I think that's I think that makes sense. If you are not going to be there, don't choose something that will really need your attention all the time, because man, it gets crazy. It gets crazy, man. You know how it
It
is.
get crazy.
I think there's also Surprise who asked how, because you touched on pigs. He says how can I grow my pig business?
Okay. Um, the best way for me, because I've been actually in the piggery business for quite some while. I've worked with some farmers. I've worked with one company called Topics. I think it's the second largest company in the world that produces pig. So the very best way when you're starting out to produce pigs and grow your pig business is actually, we as farmers, we are afraid actually of spending. Say, nah, hey, I cannot. But spend once so that you know that whatever I spent on, it's actually gonna pay off for almost 2-3 years. Spend once and buy a very beautiful pure breed boar, which is a male pig, that you will actually breed with. Because now, if you are just breeding with any pig, then your production is actually not going, it's not going to get better. Because now you don't know what's going on, which line is it, where it's from, its parents, and all those. But if you know the lineage of your boar, then you can change the whole lineage of your breeding stock. And in so doing, when you change lineage in your breeding stock, it means now your pigs will now have ability to actually make more piglets. But now, if you are still staying in the same lineage, I'm using the same boar that has been used by somebody. We're almost 5 farmers sharing one boar. Now, your production won't be that good. So you invest firstly in a boar that will change the shape and the kind of pigs you have. Then from there, you focus on your female pigs. Say, now I need to actually eliminate the pigs that are not actually giving piglets. I need to eliminate pigs which are giving less piglets, so that I keep only pigs that are giving me 10 upwards piglets. That are giving me 9 and less, then I'm going to sell them off. Then it makes it easier for you to actually have the ability to feed a certain number of pigs, knowing that these pigs, out of them, I'm going to get this much piglets. And these pigs are going to grow me this much piglets. So I'll be having access to saying, in about a month or two, I'll be having piglets to sell. So I think I've answered him.
So it's like improve the quality of your animals, right?
Of your breeding stock, yes.
Yeah, wow. So Pat, yeah, I don't know if you have any other questions there, Pat.
Okay, let me check on my list here. Okay, so I think I was actually gonna go back to the 3 questions you asked earlier on, but so far here there are just comments. I don't know if you wanna maybe jump into some comments here. I think from Timber. I think there's a bit of conversation going on there. I don't know if there's something that needs to be addressed.
There was a question by Lanel. There was a question on of livestock theft.
Let me see.
From Lanel. It was just a question.
For what? Who asked the question?
It was, how do you deal with livestock theft for selling?
Oh yeah, yo.
It says, what about livestock theft?
Livestock theft.
Yes.
I think that's when he was actually. Okay, you can proceed. Tell us, fine.
Okay. There's actually no solution to livestock theft, because now, anyhow you try to actually stop it, it's gonna happen still. We had this side, we had a problem whereby you'll find 5 cattle stolen and they cannot be found, they cannot be retrieved. And then next week you'll have another 5 stolen. And it's just a matter of people who are doing that are almost 2 steps ahead of the farmer. They know exactly your route, what you're doing, your routine. They know everything. By this, you there, by this, you there. And when they see that, okay, now you are alarmed and you see there's something happening, then they quit for a while. Then when you go back to your routine, then they begin again. So stock theft is a huge problem that currently we still have no solution onto it. You just hope that, hey, I'll get my sheep or my cattle still at the same number as I did yesterday. Even though they sleep at a kraal, they still cut off the kraal and then you'll find them not there in the morning. And still, when it comes to pigs, we had this side, we had a problem whereby when winter approaches, we have a syndicate that actually goes around in these pig kraals and they pin out the biggest pigs and they kill them, they slaughter them, and then they sell them to the locals. So even though you try to actually get police involved, but their cases just they vanish into thin air. So you just hope for the best actually. You just hope for the best because you can get security still, but still at the when you get to the police, then the case.
I think.
Yeah, there's a comment from Brian.
You're saying it's more about being vigilant.
Yeah, you can be vigilant, but you won't be vigilant almost 24 hours.
And Brian,
it's quite important.
Agribank offers insurance policies on livestock.
On livestock.
Are there like some insurance policies you can check out?
Yeah, you can. Yes, that's true. You can take out insurances, but now remember that insurance doesn't want to lose also. So for you to take such, they'll tell you that you need to have good fencing, you need to have that, you need to have that on your farm, so that we know that when we have to pay you, then we know we have to actually do a research, find out if you are not part of that. You're not doing that just to get a payout. You see, so they'll be telling you, like, for example, they'll be telling you, no, we need you to actually put electronic tags. And then when you search, you see, electronic tag, one tag, maybe it's 700. So you have 100 cows, and you say, yo, that's a lot. So for you to actually be part of the insurance, they say, we need you to have electronic tags so that we know what's happening. Where are your cows? Where do they graze at? Are they still in the farm, so that we can actually pinpoint every movement of your cow? So, hey, it gets expensive for a startup farmer. It gets expensive to get such, and the insurance, it is there and it's expensive, because now if they have to pay you for a cow that is 20,000 rands, so they have to replace 5 cows, so they are losing. So you have to pay more. So it gets to be like, for most of farmers, it gets to be like, now I will never take that, because now I'm not making that much of money, and then where I'm gonna get that money every month to pay for actually that insurance.
Okay, wow, man, that's amazing. That's amazing. So guys, I think it's like 6:30 now. We're probably gonna be pushing until like 10 to 7. But what I'll just say right now, guys, is that for everyone who's got questions, I think there's Paul David saying, I think you missed my question. Feel free to request, guys, and join in and ask your question. You know, it's better sometimes when you have requested, so that, you know, the question can be understood fully and responded to. And also, guys, you know, like the live before, you know, these last 20 minutes or so, like the live, share the live, and let's just spread the word out there. So, Paul David, if you can request, ask your question again. And everyone else, guys, you're free to request now as we are about to wrap things up. But man, Sele, back to you. What else did you have for us, man? Oh, Pat, do you have anything else you wanted to discuss?
All right. I think the last one we had is access to support. Yeah, the access to support. Because now, hey, if you are a farmer and you have no support, it gets to be a problem. Because now, if you are farming and you get to such stumbling blocks and you don't know where to go, then you're gonna shy away from almost everybody, and you're gonna lose into the business. So, as I mentioned earlier, that we need to group ourselves as farmers. saying, hey, dude, I have a problem like this. Have you ever encountered such a problem? How do we go about it? And by so doing, we actually improving each other and helping each other grow, helping each other understand this farming business into depth. Because now we have the department that actually deploys such people as extension officers, saying, these are the people that will actually give you support. But mostly they are the people who are actually failing us in actually giving us support. And we have, from the department again, we have the state vet officers, whereby these are the people actually that are sent out for our disposal so that we can use them, but we have no idea that such people are there for us to be used by us for free. So we don't have such information because now it is hidden from us. As mostly as black farmers, it is hidden from us that we have such people that can actually assist you. If you have a crisis of saying, I have a crisis right now that I need to vaccinate my cattle, and I cannot actually afford the medication, then you can write to the state vet officer saying, guys, I have such and such a problem. Could you please assist with it? Then they will come and assist freely. And they will give you advices for free, saying, okay, from here, what do you want to do with your cows? How do you want to breed? This is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. And this is the kind of medication that you need. If you don't have it, then you should request from us. Then we should come to your farm, check your animals, then make an approval, come and vaccinate your animals just for free. So in terms of support, and when we have organizations that are farmer-based, they are farmer-based organizations that are there to actually assist farmers. To just name a few, you've got Grain SA, that is for grain farmers. So they assist almost all grain farmers, saying, what do you need assistance on? Do you what crisis do you have as a grain farmer? What crisis do you have on your crops that we can actually assist you with? Then maybe we can dispatch somebody to actually come to your farm and see what's going on. Then we have AFASA, which is the African Farmers Association of South Africa, which is actually helping African farmers mostly, saying, guys, we need to come together as one, helping each other in growing, helping each other in actually improving our livestock, improving our crops, improving our income, actually, most importantly, improving our income as farmers. So those organizations have youth organizations within them that actually say, we are here to actually focus on helping youth. I'm here, my father has a farm, but he's farming on his own, but now I want to actually tap into that. Can you please help me out? So they assist you in such things. I'm here, I don't have land, but actually I want to do this. They assist you in such, because sometimes what they do is they do courses and they say, we have such and such a course. Are you interested to come? And it will be based on this and this and this and this, so that you improve your knowledge, so that you improve your understanding of actually what you're doing. So as I said, we as the Black community, we have to get rid of the mentality of saying, if I am helping Tele's gonna get better than me, I'm not gonna help him. Because now that's how the white community actually improves their life and improves their farming, because now they actually come together saying, guys, we have such a problem. How do we come about it? How do we help each other actually improve on that problem that we have? I will make one example. We have one of the biggest companies in Free State called KB, Free State Koperasi. It has been for years been led by white old men, of which now they took a decision saying, each and every one of us in the board should bring 2 of his children on board, so that we can improve the company as it is. Today, the company has added so many communities to its name, because now young people have entered into it. It has now moved from being Free State Corporation, working in Free State, only in Free State, and it has now ventured to other provinces. And now they are growing their market venture, saying, no, we cannot just be in Free State. Let's venture out to other provinces and actually improve and expand our market as VKB. So now we need such as young black farmers saying, guys, we have farmers in Northwest, we have farmers in Free State, we have farmers in Gauteng. Can we come together, make a collective, saying now, when we do marketing, we are in one commodity. Say, let's do one thing so that when we produce, we know we are producing for a certain market, and we can actually fulfill that market that we are actually doing. I had one opportunity with Escort Pork that they granted me a meeting with their CEO, saying that I wanna actually know how and when and what do I need to do to actually supply pigs to Escort. And he said to me, young man, I'm gonna give you the easiest way to actually supply us with pork. You are in Free State, you are in Villiers. We have an abattoir in Heidelberg. Give me 100 pigs every week. Just 100 pigs every week. Then we can talk. So now I cannot produce now, at that moment, I couldn't produce 100 pigs a week. Now I come out and say, hey, dear farmers, here's a proposal. Can we just come out with 100 pigs every week? Now, because we are black, we don't believe in improving one another. No, the other one says, no, this one is about to scam us. This one is going to do that. This one is going to do this. No, you come with your 20, I come with my 20. Somebody comes with their 20, we make 100. Then we know when the check comes, it says per pig, we paid this much. Then for your 20 pigs, you're going to get this much. So as long as we black farmers believe in separation, then we're not going to do anything. We could have got into that market and actually fulfilled that market for 100 pigs. And that will have allowed us to grow, saying, now we can give you 200. We could have now had a contract that says, we are farmers from Villiers. Yes.
Wow, man. Silas, you're saying, man, corporation, man. And Musa is saying cooperatives. But guys, before we hear from Miss G, guys, can you please follow Tsele, guys? Follow Tsele right now. Man, the man has provided some awesome information. And we're going to definitely hear from him again as we are concluding as well, guys. In the next 15 minutes, please follow Tsele right now. And Miss G, let's hear from you. Let's hear from you.
Well, sorry to be off topic. I actually have a question. So what I wanted to find out, because I joined in later, my apologies. What I wanted to find out is how does one get information on land that is available for up and coming farmers, whether it be vegetable farming, whatever the case may be, because I have more interest. Actually, I have a passion for vegetable farming. So I wanted to find out, how does one get, without having to get apart from funding, how does one get access to that? Where can one go and knock and say, okay, fine, this is what I want to start, and can I get access to land? Because I think the most challenging thing for us is land, for a young farmer who wants to start with the vegetables. The problem is the land. Because I also find out there's an app, I think it's called AgroWorks. So it's more like similar to what Tele was talking about, that they're saying that if you want to, it's sort of like an app that allows young entrepreneurs, like farmers who are out there, who are looking to supply in the market. So they will tell you that, okay, if you register on the app, you supposed to have like maybe 500 kilogram of each and everything that you farm, whether it be potatoes or onions or whatever. If you know that you have the capacity to provide that, then you log on to the app, and then it's a platform between you, the supplier, and the buyer. So the buyers are able to be in contact with you via the app, and then you can start supplying. So yeah, that's my question. Thank you.
Okay. If I get the question correctly, is how do you get access to land? I think Ms. G got
Yes.
in a bit later on his here. But now, Ms. G, what I would actually advise is, if you have a passion that much, the easiest thing is use what you have. Start small where you are. Let's say in your backyard or in your yard, start there. Because now, if you're saying you wanna go knock, let's say at the Department of Agriculture, they're gonna tell you, okay,
Yes.
we're gonna advertise. We're gonna advertise, let's say in June, we're gonna advertise farms that are available. Yes, they're gonna advertise, they are available, but not for the public. Already there are people in line. So they are advertising just to say, we have went through the protocol of actually saying the land was there, we advertised, but already there's people in line saying, if they advertise, Mr. Mlo is the first one online. So he's the one actually we are just advertising for protocol, but already we have Mr. Mlo occupying the land. So the easiest way is start with what you have, and then from there, then you can improve from there saying, the Department of Agriculture, come and see this. I've worked until here. Can you please provide me with a plot? Or the municipality, I've noticed there's a land somewhere that is not being used. Can I please use that land for now? Because you're not using it. I see it, it's just vacant. Can I just camp it out and then work on it? Because I'm having this and this and this, and I want to improve from my backyard to that land. Then from there, then you can wait while you're waiting on the list with the department for actually being assisted with land. Already, there will be farmers saying, I've seen that you are producing this much. And as much as
Yes.
you produce, I have land that I'm not using that I could actually lend you out. So I
Okay.
would lend you out this land for this much. Yes. So there are actually more white farmers out here that will say, I've seen your production and I'm impressed with your production, and I have land that I've been kept aside that I'm not using. And I think you could use that land, and I will actually lease it to you for this much.
Okay. No, thank you. I think it sums everything up, because we don't know where to start actually, because now even if you start small, but you know the impatience of wanting to go big, you understand. So but when you say
Yeah.
you need to start small, maybe rent out a space somewhere and then you show them what you already have, because that's the route I actually once took. But it was hitting too much on the pocket. It was like a 1 acre plot that I rented out supposedly to be. So there are a lot of things. You can get land and acquire land, but then when you get there are so many challenges. You get to find that you need X 1 2 3 to maintain, to maintain
Yeah.
everything. So yeah, it becomes a bit of a challenge. It
Yeah,
becomes one.
that's why I'm actually stressing on actually starting small, so that when you get to that land where you say, okay, I'm leasing this, or actually I'm buying this, you know exactly that there's a production behind you that is actually gonna back you up on that land. You might get land whereby you want to plant vegetables, but there's no water. You have to drill your
Yeah.
own water, and it's gonna cost you 30,000,
That,
40,000. So if there's
yeah.
no production backing you up, then it's gonna be a problem for you, because now you have to pay for the lease land, and now there's not. You still have to drill for water. You still have to do something. You still have to do fencing. You still have a lot of things to do. So if you have production behind you that is already running, then it will back you up so that you can actually use the land that you're leasing to a full potential.
Okay, all right. Can I just jump out of the live because there's people working here at my house, so it's disturbing a bit. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
All right.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. So, guys, man, I think we definitely, there's a lot to learn, with regards to farming. What I want to do right now, guys, I want to just propose that we catch this up in another live with Tsele. I know there's some issues which people were asking, whether you could go back in. And obviously today we're just doing an introduction to farming, but I think, we need to maybe dwell deeper into specific topics. And I think the number one here was funding. The number one topics here was farming. I see people are still talking about rabbit farming. Others are talking about quail. Madeline Van der Heever talking about quail and all these things, that they're better than chickens and all these things. But I think, guys, now let's agree, man, just in terms of, another live. I don't know which is the best day.
I totally agree.
We do Monday. We can do Monday 5 p.m. again. I don't know if that's okay for you, Tsele. We can go into funding.
Okay, no, Monday it's fine. We can do Monday.
Okay, guys. So, guys, Monday 5 p.m. it is. So, guys, what I would say right now, obviously the point, guys, of these lives, guys, is basically, so that we can interact as people, as like-minded people who are trying to improve ourselves, in entrepreneurship, in our careers. And we are basically creating a community of like-minded people. So if you want to be informed, guys, in terms of when next we go live, there's a link in my bio. Paul Davis is on the issue of animal science and agricultural business. I think Tsele can answer that on Monday. And sorry, Paul, I know you've been asking for a long time. So, guys, check out the link in my bio. Success Inspiration. It's a WhatsApp community group, guys. Sign up, subscribe to the WhatsApp community. It's only for administrators to send announcements. Guys, please don't take people's numbers there and message them, about stuff. Even the Poppy Act doesn't allow for that. That someone, sending messages about, I don't know, cryptocurrency, it's a good thing. Forex traded binary, I don't know, but, people are not excited in terms of, just jumping into their DMs like that. So, guys, I think let's agree 5 p.m. on Monday. Let's get back on. Sign up for the
Henry.
Inspiration.
Henry, before we jump off, I think yesterday there was a gentleman who actually asked us to actually go into the digital marketing or marketing as a whole. So just to make an announcement that sometime next week we'll be having Lebu Lion. She's a digital marketer, podcastpreneur. She's a speaker and digital marketing strategist. So we'll confirm the date. So those who are interested to know how they can actually market their businesses online, how to come with strategies. She's very informative. She's well known. For more information, you can follow her on all social media platforms. She goes by the name of Lebu Lion. So she'll be joining us next week. Probably we'll get the date on Monday when she'll be when we're actually going to have her on our live.
No, definitely, guys. I mean, that's exciting. Thanks, Pat, for organizing that. Guys, follow Pat. She's into digital marketing as well. If you've got digital marketing requirements for your business. And yeah, guys, as I said, man, we follow each other. We talk about our businesses, but also, guys, when we do this, it's up to us to deliver, right? Because, guys, people, it's high time our people will believe in each other, but when you also get business from your fellow, person, do the work, man, and deliver. But guys, man, I don't know if there are any last remarks, Tsele, man. Thank you very much, bro, for your contributions, guys. This was like some high level stuff. This is high level stuff, guys, coming from people who are actually doing, who are in the field, man, who have given their lives to these things, man. And man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Any last remarks, man?
I think Most of the things we'll cover them again next week, Monday, as agreed upon. And then let's go farm. Let's go farm. And people should know that farming is not just about passion, it's a business again. So it's a business that we should actually leave a legacy for our kids and their kids and their kids, so that we know that it's going to be a generational business that we actually need to pass it by. We're not just doing it for the sake of making money today, but we're actually making it a generational wealth for the whole family. So people need to understand it's not just about farming. It's about generational wealth.
Definitely, guys.
Yeah.
It's creating assets,
So,
right? I mean, people are crying about
exactly.
creating assets. People are crying about jobs, guys, and all this stuff. And this is why we're having these
so you're
lives,
creating
saying
that
that
for your kids.
there are alternatives out there, you know. And
Yeah.
if where it seems as if there's no access, hear from someone who's been in the game, like Tsele. He can tell you, hey, I know you're saying that, you know, you are in Soweto and there's no land, but he's giving you alternatives, you know, to say, hey, there is municipal land. There are people with land they're not even using.
Using
I
it,
went
exactly.
out to Octavia in the Northwest. Guys, you not believe, man. like people are selling land that side like for cheap, bro. Like for cheap. And it's even embarrassing
because they don't know
to say
the
how
value.
much. I can't even say it.
Yeah,
Like,
they don't know
I
the
can't even
value.
say it.
Exactly. But
So guys, I think that's the thing. So Tsele, you were saying, bro, before I cut you off there.
Sorry?
I'm saying you were saying before I cut you off there. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying that we need, just in closing, that we need to understand that we have the ability to actually turn this whole agricultural sector around as young Black people. So we should give it a try and make it work. So to all the people that have been here listening, to all the farmers, all the questions, guys, let's go work. It's not easy. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's not easy. There are downfalls, but hey, we are here to work and make it work. So thank you very much.
Awesome, guys. So, guys, follow Tsele, guys. Sign up for the Success Inspiration WhatsApp group community. Guys, love you. God bless you. And we'll see you on Monday at 5 p.m. Guys, cheers. Bye, man.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Cheers.